Today we are going to work on a new CSS property called position. What? Position. Position is the new CSS property which we are going to work on. There are some multiple possible values. Possible values means you have to give only that, not anything. What is today's day? Monday. There are only 7 possibilities. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Only 7 possibilities. There is no beyond that. The same way, for position also multiple possible values are. What are those multiple possible values? Static, relative, absolute, sticky, fixed. These are the 5 possible values. This position can be applicable to any visual element. There are certain HTML elements which are non-visual also, like link tag. Link tag is not a visual tag. What a point. This is applicable to all visual tags. Let us have a look into this. The position property specifies the type of positioning method used for an element. The possible values are static, relative, fixed, sticky, and absolute. Static, relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. Have you used any one of these things? No. Or yes, you have already used it. You don't know it. That's it. That means what? Any element, any visual element has a display property. Yes or no? For few, the default is inline. For few, the default is block. For few, inline block. For anchor tags, the default value is inline. For headings, the default value is block. For images, the default value is inline block. If you try to keep images, it will show side by side by default. And width and height also can be controllable. In the same way, for almost everything, the default values of a position is static. For everything, that is the default value. See, position static. HTML elements are position static by default, but we can change its values if we want it. Static position elements are not affected by the top, bottom, left, right, and properties. You'll be understanding this in a moment, right? Now let me create it. I'm creating a new folder. Let me try giving some names here. Let us try some actors names here. Pawan Kalyan, Pawan Kalyan, Pawan Kalyan, Ravi Teja. Let us try some Bollywood also. And write that also. Uh, Alia and Ranveer Kapoor, Deepika Padukone, Ranveer Kapoor, Bachchan, and Rai, Salman Khan, Vijay. No, some names I have given it. It is displaying like this. If I want, I wanted to display all these things center. How can I do that? Hmm. When, huh? Complete day. తప్పైతే ఒక కరెక్ట్ చేద్దాం కరెక్ట్ నో ప్రాబ్లం వీఆర్ లెర్నింగ్ ఓన్లీ. See, now what I wanted to do, I want each and every element to be centered. Three ways I can do. Give each and everything ID. Text align, center I can do. That is one approach. There's nothing wrong in it, but I have to write. Another approach is I can create a class and apply that class for each and everything. There also mentioned text align. That is another approach. The third approach is use element selector like the H1 and text align center, which is recommended in this case. Why? Because I wanted to apply for all. So I'll simply create H1 like this. It's alignment center. Why it is not coming? We have to link the CS. Like this. Sure. Okay. Now what I want to do. Imagine they are standing in a queue like this. Pawan Kalyan, Ravi Teja, Ranbir Kapoor, Deepika Padukone, Ranveer Singh, Alia Bhatt, Akshay Bachchan, and Shraddha Kapoor, and Vijay Deverakonda. Imagine they are standing in a queue to meet someone or to meet the prime minister or something. Pawan Kalyan, no problem. Everybody wanted to meet Modi, for example. So Pawan Kalyan, no problem. Ravi Teja, no problem. Ravi Teja and Pawan Kalyan talking to each other. Ranbir also no problem. But there is a problem with Deepika Padukone. Why? Alia Bhatt is looking angrily towards Deepika Padukone. Why are you standing there? Now they wanted to switch the places. They wanted to switch the places. Or now Alia Bhatt wanted to come here. According to HTML, it is here and it is here. First Deepika Padukone came, then Alia Bhatt came. Now Alia Bhatt wanted to come here in between Deepika Padukone and Ranbir Kapoor. Now position is by default static for everything. Static means according to HTML it will be populated. The position of these elements, that means first Pawan Kalyan, next Ravi Teja, next Ranbir Kapoor, next Deepika Padukone, the position of these things are depending upon the HTML you have created. That is called a position static by default. Position static means according to HTML it will be populated. Position relative means even though it is created through HTML, but you can still change it without changing HTML. That means what? Now observe here. I am giving IDs to these things. I am giving ID to Alia Bhatt. ID AB Alia. I have refreshed it. I have given Alia Bhatt some name ID to it. Now I want this to move here. Now position is static. For everything, position is static only. That is the default. Static means according to HTML it is populated already. Now through position relative we can change it. Now what I will do, I will say hash Alia position static. You don't find any difference. Why? By default it is static only. Now position relative I am giving. Position relative also you don't find any difference. Then what is the use? If I use position relative, I can use something called left, right, top, bottom. These are the another 4 CSS properties. These 4 I can use it if position is relative. If position is static, I cannot use this 4. Got a point? Now, what I will do? Now I wanted to move this Alia Bhatt up. That means now let me try. I can add values from the left side, or I can add values from the right side, or I can add values from the top, or I can add values from the bottom. It's like this. If I wanted to move towards like this, I have to add a left value from left side. If I wanted to move to top, I have to add bottom value. This is the bottom value. I wanted to move from right side, I have to add right value. If I wanted to add from top, I wanted to move from top, I have to add Understanding what I'm saying? Now, what I want Alia Bhatt to be between Ranbir Kapoor and Deepika Padukone. Then I have to add left value, right value, top value, bottom value. Bottom value I have to add. Let me try this. I'll say bottom around 100 pixels. I'm giving it. Now see. That refresh it. Are able to see any difference? It's here only actually, but it is moved a bit up. But is 100 sufficient? No. I wanted to add another 1. This is still fine. Now Alia Bhatt is happy. Now Deepika Padukone got angry with Alia Bhatt. I'm giving an assumption, okay. Now she doesn't want it to stay here. She wanted to come after Ranveer Singh. Now we want Deepika Padukone to come a bit down. Then what I have to do? Top value I have to do. Now observe here. I am coming here. I am giving ID Deepika. I am using ID because that felt I wanted to apply to only that, only Deepika. So ID I am coming here. And Deepika. Let's say top. How much we wanted to give? 150. I have given it. Let us see for it. Are you able to see any difference? Refreshing. Huh? This I have given them. Why position is important here? Okay. Now I'll say position. Will it work? Why it won't work? By default it is static. Now you have to understand it here. Static position elements are not affected by top, bottom, left and right. Top, left, bottom, right, if you give for static, it will not affect. But if it is position relative, it affects. That's why what we are doing, first we are making position relative. Then we can apply. Understanding what I am saying? So 150 is too much. So I will try to give 100. Understanding what is the position relative. By default, everything position is static. That means according to HTML only it will be position. Left, right, top, bottom is not applicable. But if it is a position relative, left type rod bottom is left type, left, right, top, bottom is applicable. Yes? You can cover it if you want it. You just move this Ranveer Singh a bit up, or you just move this Alia Bhatt a bit. That you have to change the values only. Now see, you don't want this space. They are newly married, yeah. Let them together. Any problem to you? So they are almost 3 years back they have married. So some distance is fine. They are very recently married, right? They wanted to stay close. Let them. Okay. So these guys are married long back, maintaining safe distance between each other. Got it? But everything is okay. But here Salman Khan also sorry, Aishwarya is also not feeling comfortable. I am almost 50-year-old, still I have these headaches. Now Aishwarya also wanted to move from that place. We can move Aishwarya Rai or we can move Salman Khan. Anything is fine. So we'll move Salman Khan. We'll move Salman Khan after Vijay Deverakonda, so they can discuss together. So Salman Khan, so they have given Salman. Here, Salman position. Then I want this Salman Khan to move below. That means I have to add top value. Top around 125. Else I'm giving. Like this. Got my point? Understood what is the position static, position relative. This left, right, top, bottom is applicable only in relative. The problem here, observe here. Again, I am telling you. Now for Deepika, I have given static. Is it working? Is it showing any error? That's the problem. We have already discussed this CSS is introvert. Introvert means what? Not expressive. We don't know that introverts means if they are happy, same expressions. Sad, same expressions. They are hurt, same expressions. Other people has to confuse. Got a point? The if mother scold two kids, okay, one guy will cry, extrovert. One guy will not cry, introvert. But he will be sad from past 10 days. Mom will be, what happened to this guy? Then finally he will tell 10 days, 3 hours, 4 minutes back you scolded me. Other person will be happily playing. Okay, CSS is like introvert. If something is wrong, it will not tell. We have to understand ourselves. Got my point? In a way, it's like baby, we can say. The baby's expression is only two things, either smile or cry. Understanding? If baby goes to bathroom, cry. Feeling hungry, cry. Feeling chill, cry. For everything, crying only. Parent has to scratch their head. Now, why she is crying? Got my point? Exactly. CSS also. Only two possibilities: working or not working. If it is not working, something is wrong. Where is wrong, we cannot tell. That is the problem. What we have to do, we should improve our knowledge. We have to understand its behavior. What is that behavior? If a position is static, these left, top, right, bottom values won't be applicable. If you have that basic idea, then okay, this is the problem. You have to identify. Now you will be seeing like this: here position is there, top is there; here position is there, top is there. For it is working, for Alibaba it is working, but deep focus it is not. Why it is not working? Position static. Now if I change that to position relative, understanding or Now they wanted to stand side by side instead of one behind the other because they are married couples. Now Alia Bhatt has to come here, Deepika Padukone has to come here, Aishwarya Rai has to come here. Can we do that? Yes. Now let us try for Aishwarya Rai. I'll say hash Aishwarya. Now I'll say position. It's what I have to give. Relative. Now for Aishwarya Rai, I have to move up or I have to move right. Both we wanted to give. To move up means what value I have to give? Bottom value I have to give. So I'll give bottom around 25. Too much. 100. More or less on the same line. Now like this or right side she has to come. Right side. So I have to give left value. Left value around 100. I have to give more value. Still more. 150. I have to go move a bit up. Bit up means bottom I have to be 70. Now Abhishek and Aishwarya, they are set. Now if we want, we can set Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt also. Now Alia Bhatt, Alia Bhatt here. I have to move a bit up, a bit right. Bit up means around 170 pixels. Right means I want it move left. I have to give left value. If I give left value, it moves right side. English is too much. 200. It has to go a bit up. But now if I want again change to Ranveer Singh and Deepika Padukone. Now if you observe HTML elements are not changed, but only through CSS we are changing the position. Through CSS we can not only change the color, we can not only change the font size, we can not only change the font, but we can change the position also. Using position property. For font color, you wanted to change, use color property. For changing the size, use font size property. Or font family for font. Now, position property. What is the default value of position? Static. Left, right, top, bottom won't be applicable. Got it? Understood what is position? Relative. Position static we have covered, that is the default one. That's what they have clearly mentioned. HTML elements are position static by default. Static positioned elements are not affected by the top, bottom, left, and right property. If you don't know these things, you'll face lots of problems in laying positioning elements. Okay. Position relative means that an element with the position relative is positioned relative to its normal position. That means wherever it should be, from there it will be positioned. Setting the top, right, bottom, and left properties of relative position element will cause to be adjusted away from the normal position. Got a point? Other content will not be adjusted to fit any gap left by the element. That means what? Observe here, other content will not be adjusted to fit into any gap left by the element. Now, there is a gap here. There is a gap here. Is it adjusted? No. There is a gap here. Is it adjusted? No. That is relative. We have one more is there. Position position absolute. See here. Absolute position elements are removed from normal flow and can overlap elements. Now that means what? Let me show you. Now what I will do here. Position fixed, I will be covering it. Deepika Padukone is there, right? Deepika Padukone. Instead of position relative, I will give absolute. Now see what. Have you observed any difference? Something has changed. What is the change now? I have removed, I have given position absolute. That means it comes out of the flow. Comes out of the flow. Comes out of the flow means coming out of the queue. It's like this. You are standing in a queue, right? Nearest, your friend is sitting on the table. Now you will go there and sit there. Is it like you came out of the queue or no? Is it like you came out of the queue? No, you are still in the queue only. You are sitting for some time. If someone comes, that's my place. You say that. So no one is occupying your space. You are just moving from your normal place to a bit right side. That is like position relative. Position absolute is like coming out of the queue. So someone can occupy your place. Exactly the same thing happened here. Deepika came out of the queue. That means comes out of the normal flow. After Ranveer Singh, I think position has adjusted. Now let me comment it. Let me comment everything so you can understand it. Now it is like this. It is like this. If I change this Deepika Padukone only, You see here, Deepika Padukone moved its position, but no one is occupying it. Yes or no? But if I say position absolute, observe here what happens. After Ranbir Kapoor, space is there, then Ranbir Singh is there. Now, if I refresh it, after Ranbir Kapoor, Ranbir Singh is came. Actually, supposed to be Deepika Padukone there. But Deepika Padukone now comes out of the flow. That means comes out of queue. Remaining people continue. Understood the difference between position relative and position absolute? Position relative means queue is still continuing. You can sit there, you can go here and there. Standing on the queue, you can go to the nearest shop and buy some cool drink and come. That is like position relative. Position absolute like comes out of the queue. Now this position is based on the overall browser. Now what I have done, I have given top 100. It is taken from here. Now I will say top 300. Relative means from wherever it is, from there it takes. Understanding what I am saying? But now this takes from here. Ankit, are you understanding? Confusion? So position relative means part of the flow, and the left value, right value, top, bottom depends upon the existing position. And the position absolute means comes out of the flow and it is based on the body basically, the browser size. Got it? Clear? And we have one more is there. Position fixed. Position fixed. An element with position fixed is positioned relative to the viewport. Viewport means the body in a way. That means the full content area. Viewport means, the display area of the browser. Display area of the browser. And an element position fixed is position relative to the viewport, which means it always stays in the same place, even if the page is scrolled. The top, right, bottom, and left properties are used to position the element. A fixed element does not leave any gap in the page where it would normally have been. Now see here, notice the element in the lower right corner of the page. You get to see that. Are you able to see here something called the div element? Are you able to see here? Now see, if I scroll, it is still there only. I observed it. That is position fixed. To give you an example, position fixed is used particularly in TV channels. In TV channels, top right corner, TV channel logo will be there. That's it, fixed. Whether it is serial number 1, serial number 2, serial number 3, serial number 10, serial number first episode, or a serial number 777 episode, it is still there only. It's like that. Now let us try this. Okay. Now all these are related to film actors. What I wanted to do, I wanted to create a simple icon and I wanted to display it here. I will say movie images and I want this icon to be displayed at the top right corner. I am clicking on this, or I can use this also. This seems to be. I want something that I am trying. Okay. I wanted to try this. Camera is something applicable to each and every actor. Sir, no? Let me download this icon. I think they are not giving option to download. I think got. Now I have this icon. Now I wanted to use this icon. So what I will do, I am creating a folder images. In this folder, adding we have in camera.png. Now I wanted to add it. Dot slash images camera.png. Now I can come here. It's a refresh, which is displaying like this. Perfectly fine image. But now I wanted to display here. That to fixed I wanted to do. What I will do, first of all, let me reduce the height and width of it. What I will do for this, let me give an ID. ID I can give a class, I can give as a class logo. Logo. I have given this class. Here I'll create a class dot logo. And I'll say width 100 pixels. Right? Let me see now. Bit better. Now it is right side is there, but I want left side is there, I want it right side. Now what I will do, I'll give position, give fixed. What? Fixed I have given it. Then I can give top values, right values, left values, bottom values, and all those things. Now what I want here, I want the top right. So that means what I'll do, I'll give top 0 pixel, right? 0 pixel I'll give. From top side 0 pixels, from right side 0. So it should show this side. Are you able to see? Now I want some spacing. Probably I can give 15 pixels. Yeah. What is so special in it? Now even if I add so much of content, that still stays there. That means what now what I will do? I will add a few more actors' names. I'm just copy pasting it. I'm just copy pasting the repetitive content so I can scroll it. Now see. Have you observed any difference? What is the difference? Fixed, like TV channel logo. It is still fixed, irrespective of what your scroll position. This is position fixed. I have given position fixed top 15%, 15 pixels, that means from top 15 pixels gap, right? 15 pixels. If I want the bottom right side, then either I can give top value 300, 400, 500 I have to give. Otherwise, the bottom value 15 pixels. Have you ever seen something like this in websites? Where news channels you can see it, or any website you log in nowadays, they'll ask you to display a WhatsApp icon. You click on the WhatsApp, it will open it in your WhatsApp. And WhatsApp icon they are showing bottom right side. Icon people are using. Okay. Understood fixed. So what we have covered? We have covered static, relative, fixed, absolute. We have one more is there called sticky. Sticky means an element with position sticky is positioned based on user's scroll position. A sticky element toggles between relative and fixed depending upon the scroll position. It is possible, it is positioned relative until given offset position is met to the people. Then it sticks in the place. The position fixed. Just to understand it, are you able to see the green color line here? Right now, see, it is moving according to the scrolling. Yes or no? But once it reaches the top, observe here, it is sticked there. Now it is not moving. Have you observed the difference? You will find it in your contacts. Contacts A will be there, all A will be moved at this top A, then remaining content will be changed. Then B goes to the top, then remaining content will be changed like that. This is the position sticky. Sticky means internally it will be changed between relative and fixed. Relative and fixed. According to scroll position. Depending upon the scroll position, the value of sticky will be changed from relative or fixed. Got my point? Now let us try this. Now we have so many names here. We have so many names. We have already given what I will do. Here in some name, I will use Rajini. Now if I come here, if I refresh it, Rajnikant is here. Yes or no? Now what I will do for this Rajnikant, I am giving the ID. I am giving ID Rajnikant. I will come here and I will say Rajnikant. Value position I am giving. I am giving, and I say top 10 pixel. I am giving it. Now see what happens. refreshing it. For our better understanding, I will be giving color orange. Orange red I am giving. I can see it clearly. There is Rajnikant here. It is moving like a normal element. But once it reaches the top, have you observed any difference? Stick it there. That is position stick. Now, once it comes to this, now see what happens. It will become like normal now again. Now see. Now it is like normal. Depends upon your scroll position. Scroll. Now what I will do, anyway this is heading, this one is a background color, antique white I have given it. Now you see that this one means display block. So now see. Are you able to see any difference? Understood what is position sticky? Clear? What have we covered today? And absolute, if you wanted to display images on top of images, also you can use it. Many. Absolute, if you wanted to display image on top of the image also, you can use it. That means, for example, this is a Google logo. This is a Sundar Pichai image. So this is separate image, this is separate image. You make it both absolute and you take this picture and put it here. Got a point? Can be done. Possibilities. Got a point? Then we have to learn one more thing called z-axis. What? Z-axis here. Z-axis means, let me show you, you'll understand. I'll make this text right align, text align, right. It is displaying here. Understanding what is happening? It is displaying here, and now let me take this logo, the bottom and the top. Now it is coming like this. Logo is coming, then on top of it, content is coming. Normally it should be like this. Any channel you see, content will come behind the logo. Yes or no? Now here also I want the same behavior. Then we have to use something called z-axis. What? Z-axis, z-index. We have a z-index CSS property here. Now I'll give as a z-index. Let me try it. Here also I am using the z-index. The property name is z-index. Z-index controls z-axis. That means depth. Now, like this, have one remote white, another remote black. Now, which one you can see? White first, then black. So now I am changing the z-axis of these two. Got my point? Understanding? So now the z-index value of black remote is 10, for example. The z-index of white remote is 9. That's why this is showing first. The value of z-index of black remote is 10. That's why black showing first. If I make this white remote 11, this. If I make this 12, if I make this 13, that is the z-index. So now I am giving, for our example, I am giving z-index 10, for example, to logo, and here 9 for Rajnikant. Now see what happens. Are you able to see the difference? Now you wanted to give priority to Rajnikant should be shown top. Then you give more value to Rajnikant. 11 you give, for example. It is upper than 11. Understanding? That is the z-index. This z-index is useful if multiple elements are overlapping on one top of the other. Then you can cut z-index. Clear? Confusion? Understood what we have covered today? Today we have covered only one CSS property, mainly of course two. If you go in detail, multiple related. We have covered position property. Related to position, we have top, left, bottom, right, and z-index. These are the CSS properties we have covered today. So you create the normal HTML. It will be positioned according to the normal HTML you have created. But you wanted to change its positions, you can use position absolute or fixed or static or relative, anything, sticky. Have you ever seen position fixed before? You might have seen it, but you haven't observed it. Now, if I open Pulse, I'm logging into Pulse. I'm clicking on Manage Tasks. I'm selecting your batch. I'm clicking on Task Review. The screen you are seeing this is for the first time, or you are seeing so many times? So many times. But if you observe now, if I scroll up, have you observed anything different? The menu is fixed at the top. It's not sticky actually, it is fixed only. Sticky means if I scroll down, it should move. But it is not moving. So the menu at the top is fixed. You are seeing it almost daily, but you haven't observed that. But from now you can observe, yes, this position fixed. Got your point? And if you open your contacts, if you are moving the scroll content, then you will observe they have used positions. Like that. Understanding? Clear? Let me create a task. What task I want to do? Now, we have Rajnikant here, right? What is Rajnikant? If you take not I'm just putting it here. Rajnikanta. You should see. Are able to change difference. Complicated activity. Very easy. Till you know it is difficult. Once you know it, that's it. I want you to try these things only. Whatever now you have some cricket teams are there. You just take a IPL logo. You make sure you put that IPL logo in each and every page at the top right. And while you are moving the content, player name should be fixed. Player name. Then the image and the description. It's like this. MS Dhoni, then picture, then description. Normally, imagine we have something like this. Now, if I scroll up, MS Dhoni should be fixed at the top, and the image and the content should be moving. Like that, you do it for multiple players. The position fixed we are using